People, good people. All right, we are live. This is the KC Sports Show. I am your host, K. Go ahead, check him out and give him a hand clap too. Give my guy a hand clap. He
Thank you, thank you,
is.
thank
Oh my goodness.
you. It has, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's-
I feel like we were just like January. Now it's about to be the end of the year.
That's it. It is.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Before we get started, sponsorships. We got Bet US. I do have. Where is my commercial at? Hold on. I do actually have a commercial. Hold on. Let me run this commercial real quick. Are you a sports fan looking to up the ante on your game day experience? Look no further than Bet US, America's favorite sports book. Sign up now. All right, enough of that. Anyway, we got a good show for you today. Hopefully you guys had a good Thanksgiving. John, how was your Thanksgiving?
Yeah, my Thanksgiving was different. It was interesting because this year was the one year where Thanksgiving fell on my daughter's birthday. So my daughter turned 8 on Thanksgiving this year. So we took her as a family. We went to Disneyland to celebrate her 8th birthday. So she spent her 8th birthday with all her favorite Disney characters.
That's dope. That's dope. Disneyland. I always get those two confused. Disneyland and Disney World. Disney World is Florida. Disneyland is Cali.
But, by the way, did you see the meme that's been circulating on social media about Disneyland and Disney World?
What's the meme?
Someone spelled out Disneyland, and they focused that, and then someone spelled out Disney World. And if you obviously know, you spell land with L-A, starting with L-A, and then Disney World has the O-R-L because it's in Orlando.
Oh, I never seen that before.
I didn't either.
I never paid attention to that before. That's actually dope. That's pretty dope.
I didn't know that. I didn't either.
I just know Disneyland for the infamous fight. You know the infamous fight. That was the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen, and it would not stop getting shown all over the. It was just like, come on, man, you spend too much money to go there.
Right.
Be fighting and shit. Like, come on now. That was definitely odd times. That was 2018 or 17, I think.
Yeah, I remember that. I think it was because we went in 2018 when it was my daughter's 2nd birthday. So it wasn't the night. It wasn't the day we was there. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Martinez, what's good? What's good? Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Martinez Ezekiel says, "What y'all on, gang?"
We are talking about college sports. We got Heisman talk. Said, listen, Cam Newton has been on the other end of that. He has been hit time after time with no remorse, no penalties at times, even though they have called penalties sometimes. No suspensions. The worst hit I've ever seen, and they replayed it, was the Atlanta Falcons hit, where he was sliding and he was already down. He had already given himself up, and he got hit and was injured, concussed automatically. So,
right.
Tell me what's going on, John. Let me know. Am I missing something?
All right. So they brought this. So Cam Newton brought this up this morning. You know, he does his Friday spot on First Take every Friday. So he had one to make the comparisons to what happened to Trevor Lawrence to him, and obviously one of the infamous brought up the Kazee hit. But the video they showed on First Take was obviously the infamous what happened when he played my Broncos of the 2016 season, coming off in the Super Bowl and he took some hits from Darian Stewart and Brandon Marshall. Rocked that game, and he got rocked.
Yeah,
but he got rocked. In regards to what happened with it was a dirty play, but I don't think he's a dirty player. It was screwed in was him leading with that forearm. Had he not leading with that was, and they had to throw the flag, and they had to throw him out. So, he got the right John Runyon, I think, yeah. And again with John Runyon, a lot of people when they saw John Runyon's statement, they thought he was assassinating player's character. He was just telling him because he knows he used to play the game. Therefore, I think he was talking to him more so on the play, and then obviously he wasn't part of the review. They have Ramon Foster and guys who work in the NFL who do these reviews. Yeah, and he tweeting out that he's embracing the villain and all that. You don't give the referees ammunition just to throw just out of being petty.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I think
Guy M. Baptist
I'm
says,
with.
so other than betting, sports is actually fun to watch.
It hurt when I saw Tua do that same fencing stance. I was like, oh, that looks horrible. That looks absolutely horrible. Yeah. And I didn't want to see it. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to see it. So, he apologized for it. Azeez did apologize for it. But I have taken this stance to say, look, if we are going to have quarterbacks slide, they need to fully commit to sliding. And on top of that, because we got two habitual offenders who do the fake slide. The two habitual offenders are Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. Those are the two main ones that do that little fake slide. Well, because Patrick Mahomes used to be a baseball player. And Josh Allen is just, he's super athletic. So that's kind of in his bag of, he got to trick the defense. So we need to start penalizing quarterbacks or teach them different ways to give themselves up. Because, like, when you're in the motion, it is hard to actually stop you from hitting. That's why it's hard. Like, these rules to adjust to rules to, like, say, hey.
Can't hear you guys.
You said what? What'd you say, John?
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
I was saying the rules need to be adjusted for, like, the quarterbacks to not be so helpless, but also the defenders not to be so helpless, because it's hard when you got that momentum going, and the next thing you know, you got to pull up, and you know, even when with these not leading with helmet hits, how the fuck are you not supposed to lead with like? It might look like you leading with your helmet, but you leading with your shoulder. But if you're in the motion, it's gonna be hard for it not to look like you hitting somebody with your helmet. I think the NFL overall is trying to make it too offensive friendly. Way too offensive friendly. And I don't like it.
I agree there. Here's one thing I didn't like. I didn't think understood what D'Amico Ryans was doing, you standing up for your player.
Right.
Nick Caserio was doing standing up for your player. But
Hypno says,
y'all played in
Jaguars,
especially with D'Amico Ryans, he's played in the games adjusted. So he knew. Because if C out, I guarantee, say if this was Trayvon Walker, he would have been crying suspended because that's gonna F up their season.
Yeah.
So he got I didn't like that. I didn't like what Nick Caserio did, and I'm like, dude, you can't how Trey played when they brought up.
And I get it. I understand. I played football in high school, and in middle school, and I never got hurt to the extent where it was like my mom had to run down to the field and nothing. But I can definitely get the parent stance on that, and seeing stuff like cats get hit and go into immediate seizure would be a deterrent for a parent. Like, I can see that. No, I get it. So
yeah.
We just try to make it more fun. We try to make it marketable. We try to make it appease to everybody where you ain't got to turn your... Like, okay, so the most horrifying thing we've ever seen in the recent 5 or 6 years is the Damar Hamlin thing, where he damn near died on the field. He died. No, let's not... That's not...
No, it's real. He did.
He died.
He cold blue.
He definitely died. So that wasn't... Listen, that was out of the norm anywhere for anybody.
Right.
And I think the NFL is taking precautions to say, hey, we don't want to even put ourselves in that position for somebody to, die on the field. Yeah.
Right.
But
that was just one of those rare occurrences where he was at 1%. He was like, maybe that it was like that 90% chance of you get that wrong. That 10% chance you get that wrong hit and you go into cardiac arrest. And that's pretty much what happened with Damar Hamlin. He was in that small percentage of maybe 1 out of 10 where that happened. 1 out of 90. See, because it was like a 10% chance or something like that to happen.
Yep.
Particularly where he got hit, and that's what happened.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But I think we beat a dead horse to the end of it. Our next topic. Next thing we gotta talk about. Let me see what we were talking about. John, what was we talking about?
Oh, I know you want to talk. I know which one you want to talk about. I want to know if you want. It's one of these college topics. I'm just trying to figure out which one you want to go to first.
Okay. Let's start with MVP. Let's get MVP out the way. All right. So it's clear as day that, in my opinion, Travis Hunter is the clear as day MVP. Travis Hunter can do to become MVP.
Right. I agree. He's definitely gonna be the. He just got nominated. He just got announced the other day as the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep.
Shedeur was named Offensive Player of the Year. He's nominated for the Biletnikoff Award for most outstanding wide receiver. He's nominated for the Maxwell Award for most outstanding player, the Walter Camp Award for Player of the Year.
D.I. saying something.
For those who don't know, the Jim Thorpe Award is the award for the nation's top.
Travis Hunter. Okay, we can all make the argument that Travis Hunter is the best player in college football off his stats alone. And the mere fact of he's in a strong division, regardless. We're not trying to say he's in the best division. He's in a strong division. We're not talking. So when apples to apples and oranges to oranges, no, we're comparing the type of competition you have on a day-to-day basis versus when we had an argument. I heard Cam talking about this too, but he wasn't talking about Heisman. He was talking about just people in the playoffs in general. He was saying
get to that. I had a lot of issues with what he said, but we'll get to that.
So we talk about Ashton Jeanty, right? Ashton Jeanty, who's virtually broke damn near every record at Boise State. He's surpassed 2,000 yards. He surpassed that. 28 touchdowns. This dude but he plays in like the Mountain West Division. Bruh, come on now. Are we talking about the Mountain? We can't be serious. He's doing that, but what is he going to do? What has he done against a SEC team or hell, an ACC team? Is he putting up those numbers against that type of competition? Like, come on, bro. We can't be serious right now. Like, in whole, I'm not saying that to diminish anything that he's done with Boise State, but Travis deserves the Heisman. But I'm going to say this. Cam also deserves a shot at it too. And I'm not Miami bias. Cam deserves it. He's definitely brought Miami back from some
Paul says,
horrible games.
Give me a break. This Hunter guy ain't good.
Hold on. Glenn Paul, let me tell you something. Travis Hunter is the best thing smoking in college football. He's definitely a solidified number one. I don't know what you looking at or what tape you watch, but he is a number one pick off the bat, and he Heisman, bro. I don't see nobody else doing what he's doing at this type of clip, and he's doing it on both sides of the ball at a consistent clip. Who else? Bro? Like, I don't know who else we talking about at this point.
We ain't seen this since Charles Woodson.
97. Charles Woodson, not only did he win the Heisman, but they won a national championship. And Charles Woodson is a Hall of freaking Famer, a Super Bowl winner. Look, check his resume out, bro. This is the type of trajectory we're looking at with Travis Hunter, bro. I can't make it no clearer. Travis Hunter is the clear winner here.
Right.
Now go ahead, John. I'm sorry, John. I had to go on my rant about Travis.
You actually said everything that I was saying. Like, he's going to be a season. And don't tell me, he's going to be a 5 pick. He's going to be the Heisman. He's going to win the Biletnikoff Award. He's probably going to be the player. He's probably going to be the player of the year. But don't tell me he can't be. Player of the year, but he can't be defensive player of the year at his own position. That don't make no damn sense.
No damn sense whatsoever. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Yamku on 88. Let's say he says Travis Hunter is the best college football player, period. You are 100% right. I got a D1.
D1 Avi says, Travis Hunter is my son.
He says Travis Hunter is his son. If he is, congratulations, fam. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of what you produced out your loins. If Travis Hunter is really your son. Hey, look, wherever he goes, listen, he might pull up Deion. He might pull a Deion Sanders and say, I don't want to go there. I might not want to. Remember when was Deion drafted in like 88, 80, 87 when Deion was like, hey, look, check this out. I'll go anywhere but Detroit. And he said, Detroit, it's going to cost a lot of money for me to go to Detroit. He said that. I was like, damn. Yeah, Travis can really control. He can do a Peyton Manning or Eli Manning. Mm-hmm. He controls the market as long as he's got Coach Prime behind him. He controls it. He definitely controls it. There's nobody that can tell him he can't go. This dude.
Listen, says,
I don't remember.
He has choices.
He does have choices. I don't know if you remember, John. There was a clip recently of Travis Hunter, and he had one of the best games. I think they blew out the team, right? Mm-hmm. And the clip of him and his girlfriend going at it. That shit was. It was so many It was so many think pieces about that shit. It was like, girl, you better get in line because this is Travis Hunter. You better stop acting like that. Even if you mad at him, put on a fake face. Put on a fake face. Yes. You're going to lose. Yes, he got his pick of the litter. And Travis Hunter, the one thing I love about Travis, he is humble. He's a regular kid. He's not out here he's trying to persuade anybody he's a gangster. This dude, he plays video games. He hangs with the streamers. He is like one of the most beloved college athletes I've seen in a long time. And I doubt T Dollar Signs. I highly doubt he's going to North Carolina. He's going to Carolina. I'm sorry, Carolina. Nah, he's not going there. He's gonna go somewhere else. But I was saying all that to say, Travis Hunter is a once in a lifetime athlete, bro. And he got the attitude to prove that any team is going to take him. Any team is going to take him. And pay him as soon as that 3 years comes. They're gonna be dumping the money. The dump truck, the Brinks truck is going to back up for this kid. He is that great. But now here comes the discussion that nobody's having. What side of the ball he's going to play on in the NFL?
I think when I said it at the beginning of this, I said he was going to be a cornerback, but now I think he's going to be a wide receiver.
I think he'll be best at a cornerback position, honestly. But what gets paid more? Honestly, I don't even think he cares. I don't think he cares. He can play whatever. But my biggest thing is y'all got to give him the Heisman. It's clear as day. If he doesn't win the Heisman, bro, I don't. I don't even know what else.
Wide receiver.
Somebody says he might go to the Commanders or Carolina. What were you about to say, John?
He's getting the Heisman. I'm not even worried about. The question is how one side of the voting is going to be, because I think votes. Cam's going to get a lot of votes. This is Travis. I'm going to call him Travis Heisman. Travis Hunter's Heisman to lose.
It is his to lose. It's definitely his to lose. There's nobody else.
Glenn Paul says.
Somebody said
they've come and gone, and the only legitimate stud was Bo Jackson.
He said Bo Jackson was the only two sport, but Bo Jackson was different, bro. Bo and all them. That was
two sport, not two.
Yeah, that's different.
Deion was that was Deion. Two sports. Difference between playing two sports and playing two positions and being a same game. I mean, Deion didn't do it. Woodson didn't really do it. Patrick Peterson tried. No, he was going to pick one, but if I had to guess, he'll be a full-time corner. They'll definitely have him in there at wide receiver.
Most of the time, it
maybe
goes
like
to
on certain
Last
plays.
Year it was the wrong choice.
This is going to be unprecedented. He will definitely be playing. as a cornerback first.
As a cornerback, yeah, he's gonna be touted. I think here's my last opinion on a Heisman thing, right? Heisman, okay, so we basically got to narrow down to 3. It's gonna be between Travis, which is his to lose, Ashton, Jeanty, or Cam Ward.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just be 100% honest. Take Ashton Jeanty out there. Yeah, he's put up great numbers, but look at the competition he's playing against. Cam Ward. All right, I kind of just want to go ahead and jump into the playoff thing because it's bothering the shit out of me. It's bothering it's really bothering me. It's like, bruh, what are we talking about? So, look at this. Check this out. Cam is not gonna win it. Cam is not gonna win it. It's all Travis at this point. But I just say Cam didn't have a real chance because his defense was shitty. But he's brought him back from crazy games. If you just look at that, if you just look at the precipice of the games that he's brought him back, the Duke, they down 31-13. What other game? It was what other game was it? Louisville. He's brought him back from some shitty games. I'm just saying. What else are we gonna do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and jump. Fuck it. Let's jump right into the playoffs.
Right.
All right. So we all know what the playoffs is looking like. Let me go ahead and pull it up. Playoffs are looking like what they look like. All right. Mark, I'm gonna let you go off before I go off because I'm gonna give you the chance to rant before I go on my rant because I got a lot to say about this playoff shit. It's sloppy, but I understand it's a new format and everybody's trying to figure.
The thing with the committee, they're pretty much showing you that records are not going to matter.
Nope.
Because obviously Alabama's 9-3, Miami's 10-2. They pretty much showed it last year with Georgia. Because their first loss was in the SEC championship, and they get knocked out, dropped all the way down to 5th. And they were the best team in college football the last 3 years, so that made no sense. And Florida State wins the ACC championship. They go undefeated, but no one wants to. But they don't. But they get punished because their quarterback broke his leg the week before. Because they also get worried about worrying about seeing another TCU Georgia massacre like we saw 2 years ago. And Ryan Clark said this today. If they're deserving of getting in, they'll win. If they're not deserving, they'll get the doors blown off. It's simple.
It's simple as that.
And the same thing with Cam saying we don't want to see Arizona State, we don't want to see this, we don't want to see that school. Well, no, you can't say that because we don't know what these schools are going to be like when the lights come on. So I do want to see how it happens. Saying we don't want to see Notre Dame because Notre Dame's like the Cowboys. We all know what's going to happen. They don't get their doors blown off. We don't know that. And obviously they played Alabama the 2 years they've had the championship teams. But let's be real. We're not going to know how this bracket shapes out. So, it's fair to say, we want to see Bama. We want to see that. No. There last year. I don't care. I
kind of disagree with you.
No, they shouldn't have been there. Because number one, they shouldn't have been there.
Who?
Because number one, Bama should not have been there.
Who should have been there?
No, it should have been either Georgia or Florida.
Glenn Paul says, Colorado got their ass kicked by Nebraska and Kansas, so don't say who did Boise State play.
And I'm going off last year. If we're taking importance into winning your record, Florida State should have been in there. Michigan, okay.
John, no. Florida State had a quarterback that was missing, bro.
But that's not. But we don't know it. We won't know how they play on the big stage. That's the same thing I'm saying about this year. Until we see these teams, right? We can't just go and make an assumption because everybody's scared that they're deserve to be there. Currently, obviously, the game they got away with a pass interference. shouldn't have been there. It should have been Georgia and Michigan in the championship, but we didn't get it. And going off by 55 points. Everybody knew that TCU was, but this get why all of a sudden, and I get it. But let's just be clear. Until we see these teams on, we shouldn't be just saying, "Oh, they don't deserve to be there." I'm
gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I think that Cam made a great point about people wanting to see a compelling matchup. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what the record is, Alabama could be 9-3, and hell, Tennessee had a chance to get their ass in, but they blew it against Georgia. They blew it against Georgia.
We blew it 2 years ago. We blew South Carolina. So
that's what I'm saying. I don't care. Like a 9-3 Georgia team versus, I don't know, a 10-1 or 9-3. No, let's do this. A 9-3 Georgia team is always going to be better than a 10-2 Notre Dame team, a 10-1 Indiana team, a 10-1 whoever team. Georgia always, or anybody in that upper echelon of the SEC is going to always be better than any other team with one loss. It's always going to be that way. And when we just don't want to see a repeat of the TCU Georgia game or the Georgia versus Cincinnati game 2 or 3 years ago. We don't want to see that shit. Nobody wants to see that. Regardless of what it is, we just don't want to see that. We want to see something more compelling than what it is. And it's the strength of schedule. Everybody, like L. Duncan, and I don't normally agree with L. Duncan, but she's right. That division cannibalizes itself. SEC literally, they beat up on each other. So, we've seen it time after time where a SEC team gets in with one loss. Back before the playoffs, or back when it was just like 4 teams. The one loss team from the SEC versus an undefeated team will blow the other team out. One loss. Because it's either Georgia and Alabama beating up on each other, or LSU beating up on them, or whoever. I'm just saying that team is going to be tired, but still have enough energy to punch the other team in the mouth based off of their division. And you've seen it too. What are we talking about? So I'm with L. Duncan and I'm with Cam Newton when they said, I don't want to see a fucking blowout in the championship. I don't care about the records. As long as it's enough to get you in the playoffs, forget the records. What's the strength of schedule? That's going to tell you a lot.
All right. I look, it's going to be, and I want to tell people, it's the first year of this new format. Let's see how this plays out. I think eventually we'll see how they might have to make some tweaks and not just honor the conference championships. We'll see. But as of right now, they're going to honor the highest rank, the 5 highest ranked conference champion seeds, and the top 4 will get bobbed. It goes from at-large teams after that, so we'll see. It's still the first year of the system, so we'll see how it goes. But we're seeing, I'm seeing how the committee's already thinking, saying, not looking at records or maybe, I guess conference.
The NFL decided to put a 17th game in the damn schedule. Why do we need a 17th game in the schedule? Why?
Because people are going to advertisement.
People want to watch for advertisement. It's the reason why, really, it makes sense for college football too. And the reason, listen, everything's falling into play, and this is one of my other things. Everything was like the perfect storm with college football, right? You got the NIL deals happening. California was the first one to pop it off. California really set the tone with the NIL deals when they was like, listen, here you can get it. So only rightfully so, because there was going to be a power vacuum. if California was the only state allowing players to get openly paid, so every other state had to acquiesce. So the NCAA said, fuck it, we don't want to deal with this on a case-by-case basis. So everybody's getting an NIL deal. So that was the first part of the perfect storm. Then the introduction to this 12-team playoff. Everything is a perfect storm. So now there shouldn't be any issues in terms of payment. You get more advertisement dollars. You get more games on the TV, and the college season goes further and further and further. You get way more games, and now advertisers love it. But what they don't love is how teams are playing these other teams and blowing them out, and then viewership just goes to shit. That's why I'm with Cam. I'm with L. I don't want to see a shitty game. If I'm sitting there watching, I don't want to see a shitty game.
I agree. I don't either. Fair though.
California
I mean, but you got to do it right. Man. I mean, you got to do it right. As long as they deserve to be there, nobody should be excluded out if they did everything that was required.
Chef Chevy
everything was required, and you putting somebody in just because you want to play the name game.
Because we want more football.
Like
them 8 months are
so that's why I didn't understand. I mean, that squad right now, they're on the outside looking in because you put Alabama in the playoff. That's gonna draw ratings.
Yeah,
this ain't one of the best Alabama, and it's not a really good Alabama team there. But clearly, obviously, Saban ain't walking through that door. So
nah,
but they know Alabama is still by name, and they know people will show up to watch.
John, let me ask you a question since you brought that up. What do you think about Belichick to UNC?
I thought it was bullshit.
I thought it was bullshit too. I thought it was bullshit.
There's no way in hell. He's going to college. Now I read something. I don't know how true it is. If he would take the job, they have to promise to put him as the coach in waiting. Now I didn't notice till L. Duncan. Belichick's father is a UNC grad. I didn't know that.
Really?
I think his dad was a UNC grad or something. I remember his dad was in the Army, but I don't remember him, ever UNC. But his dad has some ties to North Carolina.
Chef Chevy TV says he lied.
Bill Belichick is going to the NFL. The same thing what happened with Bieniemy. Everyone was wondering why Eric Bieniemy got fired. It was only supposed to be a 1-year deal anyway. Paid by the Commanders, and he's going back to the NFL next year. I told Trell this yesterday. One bit if the Chiefs just brought him back as a consultant, and then Andy Reid after the season decides to bring him back as OC and move Matt Nagy back to the quarterbacks coach. But Eric Bieniemy will be on somebody's coaching staff next year. But that was the plan the whole time, was him just to come to UCLA a year. Of course, he played when he was the Pac-10. He played at Colorado when he was in the Pac-10.
Yeah. So
he's familiar with UCLA. But and he was just trying to help out Deshaun Foster. That was all it was. He was never had any intent on trying to stay in college long term. Or
so why they put that? Why they put that nasty ass headline? He got fired then.
Because that's how it looks. Because UCLA is a trash team and they're a state school. So, but his agent talked to the NFL Network and told him this was all mutually agreed upon. He was going to take it. He was going to be there a year because, like I said, he's still getting paid by the Commanders for the 1 year he had there with Ron Rivera. So he didn't need to go at UCLA because it wasn't for the money. We clearly know the money ain't there because Chip Kelly left for being head coach to go be the OC at Ohio State. So we know the money ain't there. So he was trying to do Deshaun Foster a favor. I don't know what ties he had with Deshaun Foster. College. I don't know. Did he coach him in Carolina? Did he coach him when he I don't know what their ties are besides obviously both being Pac-10, being former Pac-10 alums. But he wanted to help him out for a year, and then Giants gonna fire Dabo, the Doug Peterson.
You think Doug Peterson's getting fired? You really think that Doug Peterson's gonna get fired for real?
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy.
I really do. I really do. I mean, if they don't, I would. I got a feeling the cons are going to be like, okay, It worked for a year. It didn't work. So add them 3. Ability that obviously he hasn't been officially fired. Season over, he's out of a contract, and that's Mike McCarthy. So the Cowboys would be.
You know damn well Jerry Jones is going to stick to his guns and say until he's blue in the face that he's sticking with his team until he fires them. Everybody knows Jerry Jones is full of shit, but he's going to stick. He's going to stick to his guns. I know. Get rid of him. Get rid of McCarthy. What are you waiting for?
Because they're not going to the playoffs.
Not going to the playoffs.
And when the playoffs start, Mike McCarthy's contract's over because his contract Cowboys' last game is. He's doing the same thing. His contract expires whenever the Cowboys' last game is. Jason Garrett. It was he came into the year as a lame. They didn't offer him an extension in the offseason. They let it play out. Playoffs. They let him walk, and then 2 weeks later they hired Mike McCarthy. Unless they really decide to bring Mike McCarthy back.
Man, Mike McCarthy is not coming back. And there's already turmoil in between the team. You got Micah Parsons saying the shit that he said on his podcast. You got CeeDee Lamb being frustrated. Dak is out. The Cowboys pretty much done for this season. And Mike McCarthy and the whole staff is done. So, and then also you got the rumors of Deion possibly going to he might end up with the Cowboys.
Jerry wants the headlines, y'all forgetting about that.
Yes, Fuji, we know that Jerry wants the headlines.
The rumor him being linked to the Raiders.
Oh yeah, Shador did show I don't know if that was a reel or his story on Instagram that him passing by the Raiders stadium. I mean, Shador is kind of like in the same boat as Travis in terms of he can kind of, navigate where he wants to go in the draft. And he's pretty much putting the sell out there for the Raiders to draft them. They don't have a quarterback. But my biggest thing with the Raiders is it's not the best setup because the Raiders don't have a line either. They don't have an offensive line, but Shador should be used to that because at Colorado, he didn't have a freaking line. So it was right there too. Mm-hmm. So it'd be right on par for him to go to the Raiders. He's in Vegas. No. He can make the money. It's about timing. Yes. Huh?
Mentor. And Brady's his mentor.
Oh, yeah. No, I would not be mad about this. This is the type of, what do you call it?
Nepotism.
Nepotism. This is the type of nepotism that we like to see because, like, Deion does nepotism right. He does it right. Like, and he wins. People die. Like me and you, we came in at the top of the season talking shit. I ain't gonna sit there. We talk shit. We was like, well, based off of last season, we don't know. And then I say, you know what? Hey, they shut everybody up. Travis is having one of the greatest seasons I've seen in the past 10 years. As just an athlete, as a pure athlete, and he deserves all the awards that he gets. And a lot of that, what's crazy is looking at the timeline, we forget that Travis started at a HBCU. He started at a HBCU.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. He was supposed to go to Ford. I got him to flip.
Yeah. That is crazy. The Prime, listen, give Prime maybe like 2 more years. I could see if he decides to stay in college football. We don't know about that. If he stays in college football for 2 more years, I can see him getting to the playoffs. I can see him taking the Colorado to the playoffs.
Well, I said this thing. I don't think he's going to the NFL. There's going to be too many great college football jobs. I think that will be open next year. Will be available. LSU, I think, will be available. I mean, quiet as kept.
Fuji Faz says,
thoughts, but
I don't see Raiders.
I think Alabama's going to be available.
It's only a money attraction bunch of
Alabama
regular season success,
but they're going to
no
be
chips.
some real decent jobs next year that I think Deion needs to really. if he wants to try to build some equity, you got the kid, you flip the kid from USC, you got your quarterback, and if you leave, you can take him with you to say, and Travis Hunter with you to Colorado. So,
yep. I'm with you. Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
You said what?
Yeah, I think he stays put.
I mean, it'd be the best. It'd be the best for him. He's already got a top. What has he got? Like a 4-star or 5-star coming to his school? They committed to him.
Yeah, the kid. He was a 5-star QB that he flipped to Colorado.
Yeah, he's getting hell. If it wasn't Cromani McClain, if Cromani wasn't such a shitbag of a player in terms of attitude, he'd be on underneath Deion's tutelage in terms of, okay, this is one of the players I got to flip from. He flipped from Miami. I was like, damn, I'm kind of mad, but I'm like, okay, I get it. He flipped from Miami to go to Colorado, and then he ended up not being the best. So maybe it was a blessing in disguise he didn't come to Miami, because our defense is already horrible. It's horrible.
Right.
Which is one of the reasons why I didn't fight the fact that we sitting on the outside looking at the playoffs, because we were probably got guys kicked out the first round. Because we can't play no damn defense. Can't play no damn defense, straight up. And that's horrible. But I digress. I think that, oh man, we got so far off the Coach Prime fan. And his kids, the only one I don't see really doing anything for real, is the safety. Shiloh, he might go in the 3rd or 4th round. Who knows?
Yeah, he ain't gonna 3 draft pick. I think earliest he probably go day 2. I think like a 3rd, 4th round pick.
I say 4th. I say 4th at the earliest, but Shiloh's not bad.
But it takes one team to reach for him. So, but you're right. He'll go probably rounds 4 or 5. He won't. I just know this, but he won't go undrafted.
Yeah, he's not gonna go undrafted. That not Prime's kid. No. Moving right on along, we got our last thing to talk about. It's gonna be MVPs. I know what are we almost halfway done with the season. Listen, what'd you say, John?
4 games left, final quarter.
4 games left, final quarter. Hey, look, check this out.
Final quarter.
Check this out. My MVP is going to be Saquon the Great. Saquon is on pace. This man already got, 1,400 yards rushing? He's already blown his previous records out. It's between him, Josh Allen, and Derrick Henry. And also the quarterback from Detroit. I don't know why I always draw a blank on his name. Jared Goff is between.
By the way, Saquon is exactly at $1,499, so he'll be over 1,500 after Sunday.
Crazy. I got Saquon being my MVP. If 2 things have to play out for Saquon to be a surefire MVP. If he cracks 1,800 yards, if he cracks it. Hell, if he, I don't want to even say just the 2,000, because 2,000 is not hard to get, but 18,000, I'm sorry, not 18,000, 1,800 yards. I keep saying 18,000. 1,800 yards, 15 touchdowns, whether it be a combination of passing catching and rushing. And on top of that, if the Eagles go deep, I know they stop it at the regular season, but that's bullshit. I still think they look at postseason play before they actually give it out. I just want to see Saquon make a huge impact for us in the playoffs, in the postseason, because too often times we often forget to run the fucking ball, and it pisses me off so bad, because we have year after year after year after year. Last year we had Swift, didn't run Swift in the playoffs. Year before, Sanders. Why didn't we run Sanders in the Super Bowl? Why did he not get as many touches? Have no idea. Could be a Nick Sirianni thing. I don't know. Now we have a surefire all-pro running back in Saquon Barkley. if he does not listen, if he gets to the playoffs and Saquon doesn't get at least 15 touches, I'm going to call for Nick Sirianni's job. I'm going to call Philadelphia City Hall, and I'm going to say, look, you motherfuckers need to campaign to get Nick Sirianni off the Eagles. He is not Eagles pride, because there is no way Saquon Barkley should come to Philly and not only get to the postseason, but score and have at least 15 to 20 touches in the playoffs. That's the reason why the Giants are where they at right now, where they were at when they had Saquon. Nobody realizes except everybody else that's not in the Giants organization that Saquon was a pivotal part, and now you see it with the stupid shit you're doing with Daniel Jones after you sign him. Listen, the Giants have got to write a book on how fucking dumb you have to be as an organization to sign a quarterback who hadn't had but only one good year based off of the work that the running back did. You won one playoff game against a pretender team in the playoffs against the Vikings, and you want to sign this man to that money just to be in cap hell for the next year or two? Stupid. If I'm anybody free agent, you gotta back up the Brink truck for me to come to New York, because there's no way I will go to an organization that's stupid if I'm looking to get a ring. I'm sorry, it's just no way. But Saquon, I say all that to say Saquon, I want Saquon to win the world. Not even just because he's an Eagle. I just want to rub it in the fucking Giants' faces for being so stupid. I want the GM to have not a heart attack. I just want him to have like a panic attack. And I want the owner to be like, we just stupid.
He's not a panic attack. He's not a panic attack because he's going to be unemployed after week 18.
How the hell the Jets fire their GM, but the Giants don't? How? How's that possible?
Well, let me explain why. First, let me give my MVP. I got Josh Allen. Tell you something. If Saquon breaks Eric Dickerson's record, go. But I'm sticking with Josh Allen because I had Josh Allen before the season. So I'm sticking with Josh Allen right now. As far as the whole situation with him leaving the Giants, I thought to me, it was just wrong on all situations. Let's throw in the Jones. If you think Daniel Jones is something, you did contract. Could have just franchised him for 1 year, see if this $40 million cap hit, see if it works. If it don't work, wipe your hands with him, go, start over, and then you could have been in one of them teams this year or Daniels or Drake May or Bo Nix or Michael Penix, McCarthy. They could have been one of the teams drafted a quarterback this year. Right?
Mm-hmm, yep.
These neighbors ain't got no one to throw them the ball. Because they would have franchised Daniel, and technically they could have. If you would have just franchised Daniel Jones, paid Saquon, you could have been one of. You could have moved up and probably drafted. Well, you weren't getting CJ Stroud, but you could have moved up and try to get another quarterback. But they went ahead and put all their eggs in this one because Dabo got coach of the year, fix this kid, and it didn't work. They should place Daniel Jones over Saquon. They're gonna regret that, and that's probably gonna stick with Joe Shane for the rest of his career, wherever he goes. That's gonna stick with him.
Hey, look,
stick with him, and he might not get he's 3 or 4 years, but if he goes to be a scout or something, that's gonna stick with him. That you walk out the door up to your rival and make them a Super Bowl contender.
He's never gonna ever live that down. That's gonna be a permanent black stain on his permanent record, because that has to be the dumb. You don't let anybody go to your rival. I don't care what
Courtney,
you got to
do.
do.
Boss says, "Sup, bro? I love football.
I love football too, Courtney. But you don't let your top tier running back, who when he's healthy, he is the cream of the crop, the echelon of the running back core. You let him walk right over the bridge to Philly, and Philly got him at a discount. Saquon wasn't even asking for a lot of. He wasn't asking for a lot of money. He just wanted what he was owed as the top performer on your team. And because of this, the GM. Listen, I'm hard on my GM. My GM in Philly, I shit on him every chance he gets, and he's been doing good the past 3 years. Hell, 4. I mean, he hasn't really missed. I mean, we got a nice corner. We got great defensive linemen from Georgia. I mean, he hasn't missed. This GM is stupid. 2019, you draft. Let me get this right. You draft Daniel Jones. Now John, I'm gonna tell you what I did, bro. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did.
Yeah. What'd you do?
I took the time to look at that draft class. I was just kind of floored. I took the time to look at that draft class and was like, let me see what.
The year Daniel Jones was drafted.
Yes, the year Daniel Jones was drafted.
19. I already know where you're going. Go ahead.
I looked at the draft class and I was like, this is so peculiar. Why you would draft this man this high? There were other performers, not quarterbacks though, but there were other people in that draft class that would have helped your organization. Granted, check this out. They still had a healthy Eli. Eli had not missed a game. He had not missed a game. This was
they got Saquon Barkley. They got Daniel Jones in 2019.
That's what I'm saying. He had not missed a game. So with Daniel Jones coming, they had basically forced Eli Manning to sit down and say, hey, bro, we got this. We got this. Don't worry, Daniel Jones is going to take you. You need a break. And then everybody was dumbfounded. We was dumbfounded by the pick. We was dumbfounded by the fact that you set your 2-time Super Bowl quarterback down for Daniel Jones, broke his record of consistent starts, and decided to, shoehorn this guy in. And this is where my conspiracy brain comes in. My conspiracy brain took off like a rocket. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what in the blue fuck would possess the Giants organization to do such a thing, to draft a quarterback from Duke who isn't historically known for having quarterbacks or hell, even top prize athletes in the first place? Yeah, we heard the reports that he attended summer camps with Peyton Manning. Yeah, he's close with the Peyton Manning, he's close with the Manning family. Okay, so outside of that, what else? What other things did he do? In the ACC, he didn't show out. He wasn't no standout in the ACC. And it just befuddles me because I'm still trying to think and wrap my brain around why the fuck did they draft this guy? And why does he keep getting work?
You said it right there. You said it. The Mannings. Because I think he played for David Cutcliffe, who was Peyton Manning's, who of course coached Peyton at Tennessee. I think he coached Eli at Ole Miss. So, and then he was the coach of Duke at the time. So that's how he ended up in the Manning, and that's how he ended up getting the good work, getting like that quote unquote stamp of approval from the Mannings. It was because of that. But yeah, if you go back to that draft, that was the draft where Kyler Murray went 1, Nick Bosa went 2. They took Daniel Jones ahead of Dwayne Haskins, who wanted to be a Giant. Rest in peace. Josh Jacobs was in that draft. It was a lot, and like I said, you done probably ran through that first round. You can tell you there was a lot of players they could have took over Daniel Jones. A lot more players, and it just didn't make sense to me. And I was sitting there looking befuddled. Somebody said in the chat, "Didn't Geno Smith break Eli's record?" No, I don't believe Geno Smith broke Eli's record. He did. When Geno went over to the Giants as a backup, one year this is when Ben McAdoo was coaching. They benched Eli one game, started Geno Smith, while Eli still had this consecutive game streak going on.
Okay.
And in the following week, they went back to Eli, which was just stupid.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But yeah, to your point, when they brought in Daniel Jones, they brought him in to be the heir apparent to Eli, and they started the process too early.
Oh man, that sucks. That sucks. I mean, I'm just trying to wrap my brain around why is he even getting picked up? Why did the Vikings pick him up?
Well, I'll put it like this. What was I say? Kevin O'Connell's a quarterback's coach. He feels like, I mean, everybody feels like they can fix a player. And he feels like he could be the one that can fix Daniel Jones. And obviously they got to figure out what's going to happen next year when they get JJ McCarthy back. Do you want to pay Sam Darnold?
Mm-hmm.
The Sam Darnold lead to go get a bag? Or you just keep this dude on a vet minimum. I'm looking at that draft, and I'm going based on they took 6th. So they didn't have a chance to get Kyler Murray, didn't have a chance to get Nick Bosa or Quentin Williams. Cleveland Farrell was a bust. They didn't have a chance to get Devin White. They missed out on Josh Hines Allen, TJ Hawkinson, Ed Oliver, Devin Bush, Jonah Williams, okay, Rashawn Gary, Christian Wilkins, Chris Lindstrom, Dwayne Haskins, RIP. Obviously, that didn't work out for him there. They missed out on Brian Burns. They did take Dexter Lawrence at 17, though.
That was smart.
They missed out. They missed out on Garrett Bradbury. Jeffrey Simmons. My guys took Noah Fant, Darnell Savage, Andre Dillard, Tyus Howard. Obviously, Josh Jacobs, Hollywood Brown.
Oh, that would have been a great pickup, but they already had a running back.
Yeah, they had Saquon, so they weren't going to take Josh Jacobs. Jonathan Abram, bus. Jerry Tillery, yeah. And that's pretty much it when you go through the first round. But yeah, there wasn't that many like home runs because obviously they weren't taking another running back because they just drafted Josh Jacobs. But they could have took Josh Hines Allen or Ed Oliver or Christian Wilson. For another day.
I mean, okay, so Giants, and listen, I'm never the one to like I'm never the one to be like you should change. No, by all means, Giants organization, keep doing the stupid shit you're doing. I just want, you know what I'm saying? As an Eagles fan, I just want to know what the thought process is behind that shit. But I do want to say, like, there is a conspiracy theory that I have about Daniel Jones, and I'm going to say it here first. When the shit pops off, who said it here first? I said it here first. KC from the KC Sports Show said it first. There's a conspiracy theory behind Daniel Jones, and I want somebody to go investigate it. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it where it be, but I don't think it's something ain't adding up here. Something just not right. It's not sitting right in my soul. This guy, listen, Mel Kiper usually shits the bed a lot when it comes to draft predictions, but it's just odd that this guy from Duke just popped up all of a sudden out of nowhere. Like
this teams overvalue quarterback. In the draft process, they definitely overvalue quarterbacks.
That's crazy.
Every draft. There's a quarterback we ain't heard of that's going to shoot up. That's going to just because he's a quarterback. We saw this with Trubisky. I mean, Knicks was a second round pick, and we took him at 12. Now I think we were right. Ended up being right in the process. Same thing with Michael Penix. He was a second round pick. Some people say the same thing about JJ McCarthy, but we won't know because neither.
Wait. Penix might get a chance because the way that your boy Kurt Cobain's been playing.
Because if the Falcons keep nosediving, probably just time to sit them down. But they're gonna have a real question to answer. How can he get out of this Kirk Cousins contract? But MVP and Saquon has a shot. It's him and Saquon too. He basically Josh Allen and me over Sunday took the MVP from Lamar Jackson. And let me be clear, Henry should definitely get consideration. He's second in rushing. Check this: rushers in the NFL were all free agents this year. Saquon, Eric Henry, Josh Jacobs. All three couldn't have, and only teams when they got it. Only teams that Eagles, the Ravens, and the Packers.
The Ravens and the Packers.
Ravens get Derrick Henry, even though he wanted to be a captain. That you could have got Josh Jacobs, but your winning back got Zeke. What was that about, man?
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad for the running backs now. The running backs are finally showing off because, like you said, Josh Jacobs is paying his dues. Saquon doing his thing. Derrick Henry's doing his thing, and the premier rushers. And this is a case for the running backs to start getting paid the way they should be getting paid, as opposed to the way they not been getting paid. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now it's just like we can retool. We should be able to. Christian McCaffrey shouldn't be the only one with a big ass contract. I'm sorry. And Christian McCaffrey, he's out for the rest of the season. Motherfucker can't even stay a whole season healthy. But yeah, he got a big contract. When you got Saquon, and well, let me knock on wood, because I don't want to say anything, but I'm just saying, you see how these running backs are valuable. It like this year, I'm paying attention. Rushing is such a utilized tool, and it's important. You see what they're doing out in Detroit. Mm-hmm. The mere fact that Sonic and Knuckles, the mere fact that that Goff doesn't have to depend on just him passing alone. He got a 1-2 combo punch. It's like, and in that game I watched last night, I was like, this shit is unfair. This shit is straight unfair. Like, what are you supposed to do? Every time that Green Bay would go score, here come Detroit. It was like clockwork. And it was just like at will too. Detroit was scoring at will. And I think the new saying for Dan Campbell, the head coach of Detroit, is like, he's just letting his nuts hang. He's letting it just hang out. He don't care no more. So at this point, y'all gotta value the running back, man. Y'all see what it's doing in Detroit. Y'all see what it's doing in Philly. You see what it's doing in Green Bay. All teams that have well over a 500 record and it's killing, but you still have to have a great offensive line. So as of right now, John, you got Josh Allen as your MVP. I got Saquon as my MVP, and then I left out Lamar, even though Lamar's having a great year. Yeah. It just, I don't know. I think there's going to be some kind of recency bias with Lamar in terms of the voting. So I think the judges are going to be like, nah.
Lamar wasn't getting 3. I personally docked some votes just because of everything Derrick Henry has done. Yeah. Already have 1,400 yards. So that's why he would have never been in my MVP camp. He wouldn't have been getting MVP. I would have definitely I'm definitely going with Josh Allen, and clearly Josh on Sunday night.
Yep. I got Saquon, you got Josh Allen. I think here's my real opinion about this, right? Depending on how Josh Allen does at the end of the season, he could just possibly win it. But if Saquon goes crazy, like I said, hits that 18 to 2,000 mark, he gonna win it. He gotta win it. Unless I really honestly feel like they're gonna give that shit to Josh Allen anyway. That's how I really feel. I really feel it in my soul. But I digress. How many interceptions Josh Allen got?
Well, he don't got many. I think he probably got like 3 or 4. Let me double check. But he ain't really got him. He's been taking care of the ball. He's been taking care of the ball this year. So
yeah, he got not too many turnovers. He's all right in the turnover margin.
Yeah, he hasn't been. It's crazy. He's been doing this, a lot of this without obviously with Stephon Diggs gone. They let Gabe Davis walk. So yeah, Josh Allen. Where is he? Where's his stats? Here we go. He's only threw for right now. He's only thrown for 2,600 yards right now. 2,600 yards. He got 20 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. So he'll definitely probably get to that 4,000 mark. Obviously, Joe Burrow, Lamar are approaching there. Jared Goff's approaching there. I can see, but I think it's Josh Allen's MVP this year.
Yeah, it's Josh.
To me,
I don't know. Like, I feel like they're gonna give bias because they've been wanting Josh Allen to be the face of the damn league forever. So they If he just meets enough of the criteria for them that's close enough to Lamar's last year's numbers, they probably just gonna give it to him anyway. Because they you can tell the favoritism and what it's either between it's a favoritism. You can see it. And Josh Allen's probably gonna win it this year. I would love Saquon. I'm gonna stick to Saquon, but we'll see. Let me see what else. That's pretty much it for my MVP. Jared Goff's having a great year. And hell, you just said what's his name's having a great year too. Even though he's on the Bengals, he's having a losing season. Joe Burrow's having a great year.
Joe Burrow, they had a winning record. He'd definitely be a front runner. But they stink.
They stink. It's the defense, man. It's the defense.
Their defense is flat out garbage.
Yeah, it's not shit, man. It's horrible. But That's my take on MVPs. I thought we was gonna have a knockout blow with the playoffs. I think we see eye to eye on certain stuff, most of it, but obviously it's gonna be real interesting to see what happens Sunday morning. Well, it'll be Sunday morning over here. It'll be an afternoon over on your side of the country. Right. But Sunday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific is when they announce the college football playoff selection. It will be the college football playoff selection show. So we'll definitely see who got those 12 spots and who's the first 2 left out. It's going to be interesting to see. I'm going to be at a bar watching them games. Boy, I can't wait. I cannot wait to see this. This is going to be interesting. SMU, Clemson. Man, Boise.
Yeah, that's the one that's interesting to me because let's say Clemson or SMU. Clemson ain't going to jump into the top like that. They'll probably be like right there on the outside looking in, but they'll ACC champs.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be interesting, bro. We going to see. I'm just saying. And then also, who else is going to be an interesting game?
It's going to be, obviously, Georgia and Texas is going to be interesting. I think Oregon's going to steamroll Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State's the fakers. Penn State's fraud as hell. Like, yeah, nobody's taking Penn State serious.
No, they're going to get steamrolled. I mean, Ohio State, once again, what the bed plays them so we can knock them dudes out the playoff. And then the Big 12 championship should be interesting to see with Arizona State, Iowa State. Arizona State should win comfortably, but anything's possible. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. And I think personally, Arizona State's going to win. I think Arizona's going to win. Georgia's going to win. Obviously, Oregon's going to win. But I have no really feel over this Clemson SMU game. It should be SMU, but I don't underestimate Dabo's experience when it comes to playing on Championship Saturday.
That's going to be the interesting game right there. I'm going to be tuned in watching that game because Miami didn't play neither one of those teams, and it would have been a slobber knocker if we had to come up. We're going to see. Outside of that, we just going to have to sit and watch. It's gonna
so
be
y'all didn't play SMU or Clemson. Y'all didn't play SMU or Clemson this year.
We didn't play SMU or Clemson this year.
Nope. So that means y'all gonna play them. That means y'all gonna play them next year, then probably.
Yep, we're gonna play them next year. Because our losses came from Georgia Tech, which that was a crazy ass game. Georgia Tech. I ain't talking about the Miami game. The Georgia Tech and Georgia game. I set up and watched that shit till like almost 1 o'clock in the morning. We try respect for him if he does that.
I think he probably will, but I know Deion said that Shedeur and Travis playing. He making sure they're playing the bowl game. He not giving them a pass. And Shedeur, he's playing in the Shrine game. So he's telling them like, no, you're playing. You'll get all this exposure down. You can get all this. Give them all the exposure they can see. So
yeah.
So I'm assuming he'll play in the Shrine game. Travis probably play in the Senior Bowl. And if I play in the Senior Bowl in Mobile, but yeah, they're playing in the bowl games. But it wouldn't shock me if Camden sat out whatever bowl game y'all get, so he can get ready for the draft.
Get ready for this draft. Get ready. He gonna be first. It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting draft. At least what?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
At least we don't gotta guess anymore. Like, I don't know. I feel like a couple of drafts we've had to guess. Like, damn, I don't really know anybody. It's not as bad as the NBA draft because we don't be knowing who the hell is gonna come
this
out.
Year, yeah, this last draft was doo doo.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I ain't know none of these. I ain't know none of these dudes. I mean, the dudes who went one and two from France, I ain't know nothing about them. I still really don't know much about them besides the fact that one's right now playing against the Hawks. I'm watching one right now because the Hawks are playing the Lakers right now. That was the kid who went number one, Ricochet.
yeah.
But I don't know that these dudes ain't win. These dudes ain't windy. So
John, you should have been at the draft party when I was. I went to I was about to say Phillips Arena, State Farm Arena, and everybody in Atlanta was sitting there looking like it was like a lukewarm. Like, who is this kid? But Hawks are doing something. They beat the Cavaliers a bunch of times. So hey, we'll see.
Yeah. I'm leading NBA in assists right now. And I heard the dumbest. Over here in LA is panicking because Lakers started out hot, then obviously and now they looking like they did under Darvin. But I'm like this with JJ, he's got to look like a competent team now. There's no excuse for us getting our doors blown out by. Like, that's just a lack of effort. But on the radio station saying trade AD, trade LeBron, trade both of them.
You know they do that shit every year. They do that shit every year.
I know, but here's I say sometimes you guys just gotta stop being emotional. Say let's trade AD to the Pacers for like TJ McConnell and then trade D'Lo and Rui to the Hawks for Trae Young. I'm like,
they were just on AD's dick talking about he looking like an MVP.
Like, come on, fam. Let's slow the F down. Now he had a bad game the other night. He was 3 for 14. Bron looked old. I'm shocked Bron playing tonight. I really personally didn't want him to play. I know he's trying to play all 82 games, but I don't think that shit's gonna happen. You should have took the night off because we don't play because we're out of the NBA Cup. So we don't after the night we play Sunday against Portland and they don't play again until next Friday. So Bron could have easily had a good 8 days off. He would have just chilled, but he want to play when I can't deny him. You know. Want him to play for the fans, but I'm like, man, we know we ain't got a few more of these left. We ain't got a few more of these left, KC. We already know, man.
Hey, shit, y'all got like one more year left, and he's trying to wait the Bryce get in. I doubt that's gonna happen. Somebody predicted.
Hell no. No. That been like Carmelo trying to hang on for Cayenne.
Nah, that wasn't gonna happen.
Nah, he ain't no.
Never.
Nah, it wasn't gonna happen.
Never.
Nah.
I'm like. I don't like the LeBron haters now because now they're all gathering like Voltron and shit, and they're just at a high clip. LeBron is 45 years old with 60-year-old knees. Do you know how bad that is on your knees? And he's still performing at the clip he's performing? Shut up. I'm not even a LeBron fan like that, but I can definitely see, okay, no, LeBron is the precipice of what he is in his sport. And there would never be another LeBron ever. There just never, ever be another LeBron. I'm sorry. In the game of the NBA, the way that the NBA is set up and the way that the sports is set up, there will never be another LeBron James in the NBA as long as I'm around, as I'm watching sports, because he is a different animal. He is a different beast. This man takes care of his body, his image. Everything about LeBron is just picture perfect. So,
and I said that you ain't got to mock what Bron. You ain't gonna be able to do what Bron does. But figure what is it that he's doing? The urban myth that he pays $1 million, $1 million years on his body. He works with Navy SEALs and this. I mean, you ain't gonna be able to get Bron's talent, but he's at physically. You should be trying to figure that. Basically, makes no sense. And Anthony Davis got 2 points at 2 points at halftime, so now everybody can breathe now. He's back to scoring 20. Y'all can breathe now. It's not the end of the world.
You ever heard Michael Beasley talk about him going on the LeBron diet and was like, bro, that was tough. Like, Bron's regiment is different, bro. It's a different thing. You're not gonna get. It's just like you have mentally. Kobe, and like Jordan are the only individuals who can tap into that demonstrative personality of I'm him, but I'm locked in all the way. And there won't be another Kobe, there won't be another LeBron, there won't be another Jordan so long as we live. So after LeBron leaves, the league is going to take a huge nosedive. We're going to start diverting our attention to WNBA. Shout out to them for getting the team and go over with Golden State. Shout out to them.
Yeah, I was watching the expansion draft, and then next year, the squads and the Portland squads have it next year.
I heard they're trying to get one in Toronto too.
No, it's official. They not. So that squad gonna come in
2020 win.
They're gonna come in. That squad gonna be squads in Toronto and Portland gonna 6, but they're gonna have the expansion draft next win. This time next year we'll be having an expansion draft for 2 more teams, just like back in. Just came along, so they'll have a double expansion draft to see who going up. I feel bad for the Sparks out here, man. Another year they got screwed, had the worst record, and again they missed out on the number 1. That's why they gonna find some way about hook or by crook. The frozen coming to play, and when Juju's coming out of the draft, she's gonna end up with the Sparks. So they missed out on Caitlin Clark. They missed out on this. Page, whenever Juju comes out, there's no way you letting SoCal's finest leave go. She plays at SC, just let her drive straight up the road. I'll figure. Simple as that.
Nah, bro, she going cross country. You think?
I would hate it for Sparks fans, and I'm not support because they're LA, but man, I would hate it if they missed out on, if they suck again, which is probably their goal, and they still miss out on Juju.
Man,
in like 2 years.
Man, somebody got.
She can be in the league right now. She can be in the league right now, but obviously because of the.
John, you still there with me?
Yeah, me, bro.
Okay, you froze up for a second. What were you saying about Juju being in the league?
She can go. She would have been in the league last year. She could probably came out last year, this year, and be the number 1 pick. But obviously, you got to go to college all 4 years. So that's why she's not. She won't be out for another 2 years. So she'll soft.
Hey, but
I mean, man, she be the number 1 pick in the next 2 drafts. But can't leave until after. But she can't leave yet.
But look, Paige is coming out next year. Paige is going to be there.
Paige going to be number 1 this year. That's for the Sparks. This coming in this past lottery.
Yeah,
because they in the WNBA and they ended up losing the lottery to Dallas, and they get the number 2 pick. Now the girl who's projected to go number 2, she played at Stanford, but she just retransferred out here to SC. She's from
Minnesota. Ain't she from Minnesota? Paige is from Minnesota. Yeah.
I'm talking about the girl who's going to go number 2. Number 2, her name is Kiki. I forgot her last name, but last year, and then she transferred back here to SC. She's from cool girl from the Valley out here, so she's playing at SC with Juju to go number 2. But yeah, Paige is from Minnesota. I was looking at a day about her. I saw because I follow Jalen Rose's daughter on Twitter. She does a lot of women's basketball content, and Paige gonna go to Dallas, her and Enrique, but sucks for I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
It's like being a Knicks fan. They football pull from under them.
Yeah, that does suck. I can't wait for some good in WNBA basketball though. I am going to definitely get some tickets to go see the Atlanta Dream next year because I know Angel Reese is going to be here. So is I don't know. I haven't checked the full schedule yet. I know Angel Reese is going to be here, so I'm gonna get some tickets for that.
Oh yeah, I missed out last year because I was at my sister's mom's 80th, but that was the day that the Sky came out here to play the Sparks. I missed it, and obviously all the tickets to see Caitlin Clark were sold out because originally it was supposed to be out in Long Beach, but then they put it back at Staples Center and them shits was gone, man. So
hey man, you got to catch your eyes hot, baby. You got to catch your eyes hot, man.
Yes, yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm just kind of see what I'm gonna do if I'm going to this game in 2 weeks. They just flexed that game to Thursday Night Football. So man, now I might have to try to go because my producer, he had Chargers. Talk to him about probably getting his tickets if everything plays.
Are you gonna go to this Chargers Denver game?
Every year when they come to LA, I'm always going. I did. So I had to go to church. I had to be at church. I had to go to.
Yeah.
But every year, the Chargers have been here. Well, about it every year since the Chargers have been I've went except for last year. So I went the first 2 years that they let fans. I didn't go last year, and I'm gonna go again this year because the game's at prime time. Thursday night crew gonna be around. So I'm gonna pull up because I'm in a Broncos club out here.
You know,
I got a Broncos fan club.
I gotta find me an Eagles club. I gotta find me a little Eagles club to get into. I'm in the Miami club, the Miami Hurricane Club fan, but I haven't found the Eagles fan club yet.
Oh, I guarantee you're gonna find one out there where you at.
Yeah.
Just Google Eagles bars in Atlanta in local. I'll tell you what bars to go to, and that's where basically you go meet with people who are part of like the club, and that's how I ended up meeting the Broncos crew. I went to a bar out, and then I started going there, following them on Facebook. Went to their first meet and greet, and then I've been going. I probably only missed like a few games this year because 10 o'clock games. I definitely get to the 1 o'clock games and the primetime game. I was sad because they went to the game at Cop. You've heard about the thing we got here, right?
What is it called?
It's the thing we got here in LA. It's virtual reality, but it's more shared reality. It's like dome building where you can go in there and you feel like you're actually in the arena or the stadium watching.
Oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I went the other day, but it was my first day. I still celebrating Sophie's. Had a rain check, but I want to go there because I want to go watch a game there because they said it's an experience. It's the new wave, man.
I gotta check that out when I come to LA, man. I gotta check that out. But what was I about to say?
Oh yeah.
Before we get out of here, John, I want to thank you, man. Great conversations. John,
Always.
This one was actually a heater. This was a great heater. We was going crazy. You should see the numbers on the other side. John, I know you got your show at 9:45 Eastern Standard Time. Sports for You. Go ahead, plug it. Go ahead, plug it.
All right. Sports for You. John Watson in the building. Sports for You. Tuesdays and Fridays, my Mark, Nick Freeze, 9:45 Eastern, 6:45 Pacific, Central Time. Every Tuesdays and Fridays on YouTube. Just subscribe to Sports for You. You can see on the hoodie right here. So we got the merch, the number 4 and the letter U podcast on YouTube.
Raise it up, John. Raise it up.
X and Twitter again. Sports for You. Sports, the number 4, the letter U podcast on X, Facebook, and Instagram. And you can follow me on X and Instagram. 0984. And also we got Sports for You Wrestling. My brother's Trail, who did a show with Kazee about some time ago.
Tell Trail to come back on. I need Trail to come back on, man.
I say let him hit him up. He'll be down the road with you. For the Sports for You Wrestling Twitter is S4U Wrestling. YouTube at Sports for You Wrestling. We're doing a watch along tomorrow at 7 Eastern NXT deadline. So me and Trill be back. But me and Mark on the show in about 45 minutes, talking NFL, previewing Saturday. And we got to talk about Mark. If y'all been following Mark on social media, he's a member of Bill's Mafia. And he was with Bill's Mafia on Sunday in the snow. He was braving the elements in Buffalo. So we got to.
Oh, shit.
We got to hear in Buffalo at the Bills-Niners game in the snow.
Oh, he was on some shit that I was on when I was at the Miami game. Hey, I know you seen that story. Or what, was it a reel that I posted? Yeah, it was all of us.
Yeah, I saw the reel.
Yeah. It was a
and
whole...
Mark was down there. You see, if you go on his Twitter, he posted the picture. He was full of snowflakes, but we was talking to him down there. He said it was cool. It was cool.
Okay. I'm gonna check that out. I don't follow Mark. I gotta follow him. But all right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up, folks. Again, I am KC. This is my guy John from Sports for You. Again, make sure you follow KC Sports Show on all social medias. We on everything. We even on Blue Sky, Twitter, TikTok. We going up on TikTok. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, because that's going off. Instagram, wherever you get your content, your sports content. This is one of the best sports shows you're gonna take in, especially with my guy John over here. My guy John was doing his thing. Anyway, you guys have a safe weekend wherever you're viewing this from. Always stay dangerous. Stay out the way. And again, I'm KC from the KC Sports Show. Y'all take it easy. Good night.
Good night.
All right, good show, John. Good show, man.
Absolutely.